Hello everyone, this is Jang Ro from Department of AI Convergence at GIST. This video is part of the homework for the course Intelligent Agent, instructed by Professor Jin-Hyuk Hong. The goal of this homework is to build the agentic AI apps using AI building tools and present them with a working demo. The presentation will consist of a 6 to 7 minute introduction followed by a 7-minute demo. As I mentioned in my previous proposal video, my original vision was to create a universal draft writer. Since modern agentic AI is fundamentally built on language models, implementing a complex multimodal service often requires resources beyond the scope of a semester project. Therefore, I decided to narrow the domain specifically to natural language processing tasks to ensure stability and quality. However, simply generating text isn't enough. My goal was to leverage the powerful text generation capabilities of LLMs while maximizing their agentic nature. To achieve this, I focused on building a system that doesn't just write, but dynamically solicits necessary context from the user. This approach directly addresses the core problem. We write on various platforms, blogs, SNS, emails, every day. Each requires a different format and tone, and maintaining a consistent personal style across them is challenging without context-aware assistance. And honestly, it is incredibly annoying to provide this kind of detailed background information every single time when using generic chatbot services like ChatGPT or Gemini. This is where my agent comes in. Instead of forcing the user to master prompt engineering, the agent takes the initiative. It maintains the context, what we call the belief state in our course, and actively asks specifically for what is missing. This transforms the interaction from a passive tool into a proactive partner. Here are the major changes from the initial plan. The most significant change is the framework. I initially considered Opal, but switched to LangGraph. I found that LangGraph offers a much more mature ecosystem for managing agent states and implementing human-in-the-loop functionality. Regarding external services, for Gmail and Discord, I successfully integrated their actual APIs. However, for services with strict API limitations like blogs or SNS or KakaoTalk, I implemented a flexible text input workaround. I also expanded the LLM support from a single provider to a multi-LLM architecture supporting Gemini, Claude, and GPT. This is the system architecture. The user interacts via a Streamlit web UI backed by a fast API server. The core logic is the LangGraph agent workflow consisting of 5 nodes as shown here. In our agent terminology, this workflow acts as the controller that processes, percepts, and determines actions. The agent analyzes the input, gathers necessary context, analyzes the writing style, and then generates clarification questions. The most critical part is the interrupt mechanism. The agent doesn't write the draft immediately. It pauses, asks the user for clarification, waits for feedback, and only then proceeds to the final draft generation. Let's look at the state machine workflow in detail to see how the agent makes decisions. The user selects blog mode. The crawl blog tool runs to collect style samples. In email mode, the fetch Gmail tool retrieves conversation history. The agent autonomously selects the right tool for the mode. If it detects missing information, step 4 triggers, generating questions like who is the target audience or what tone do you prefer to get user feedback. It even asks questions specifically related to the topic I want to write about. For example, if I were to write a blog post about my recent trip to Jeju Island, it might ask, did you focus on visiting famous tourist spots or finding hidden local cafes, or something like, was it a family trip or a solo adventure? This cycle ensures the agent's understanding aligns with the user's intent before taking final action. I'd like to explain why this system qualifies as an agent rather than a simple script using 3 key characteristics. First is autonomy. The The agent decides on its own whether to search the web, call a site, or ask a question based on the input. It operates without constant manual intervention for every step. Second is reactivity. The workflow adapts immediately depending on the changes in the environment, whether the input is for a blog or an email, or if the retrieved data is insufficient. Third is proactiveness. It doesn't just stop or hallucinate when information is missing. It proactively asks the user for clarification. This goal-directed behavior is what distinguishes a true intelligent agent from a passive text generator. Now, there are some limitations and areas for improvement. Currently, sessions are stored in memory, so they are lost if the server restarts. I plan to introduce Redis for persistent storage. Also, block crawling is partially mocked due to API costs. I plan to implement a direct crawler using Playwright to solve this. A key discussion point is, does human in the loop hurt the agent's autonomy? And my answer is no. In creative tasks with high uncertainty, human intervention ensures quality. This aligns with the concept of mixed initiative AI, where human and agent collaborate. Moving forward, I am to build a persistent session store and eventually use reinforcement learning to optimize the quality of the questions the agent asks. That's all for my presentation, and thank you for listening. This link is the codebase for the project. I'll leave the link at the comment section and in the description down below. You can clone this repository and try for yourself. Let's move on to the demo. All right, so let me give you a quick demo for my project. Start up the server here. And then start up front end. And this screen here is the first thing you'll see when you start up the AI agent. Let me change the language to English real quick. And at the left here, you can select the LLM provider, like GPT, Claude, or Gemini. I'll just pick Gemini here. And then here you can select what model you're going to use for the universal draft writer. I'll use the latest version. And you can select the mode here. I'll choose the blog mod. And let's say you want to write an article about intelligent agent. And, well, actually history of intelligent agent. And you can paste your blog URL here. Actually, I have my own blog as a GitHub IO. And you can give the specific topic. So I want to maybe write about history, intelligent agent, and trends maybe. Click generate draft here. The model gets the information about what I want to write about, and it will call information from the link I've given the model to, which is this block right here. And it will decide whether it can write draft right away or requires more informations. And these questions are not fixed. These questions are actually decided by the LLMs. Look at here. It says, it asks about intended audience. Right, students and professors. I don't know. It's down, and a primary goal. District timeline or educate evolution. Educate. solution of trends in intelligent agent. Field of agent. Yeah. Content focused strictly on software based. Might be good to include robotics, but focused mostly on software-based agents. Milestone products. Void. No. And if I submit this answer, the model will again get these informations and generate a draft. Takes a while. Because I've actually used the latest models, and if I use the older models, it would take shorter, I believe. Oh, there it is. Okay, so this is a draft model created for us. It actually contains this tables. And yeah, oh, and there's the same text written in Markdown. Oh, it writes a table here, and I can actually paste this directly, or I can regenerate, start a new, or I can download text. And you can actually perform other writing modes like SNS. For SNS example, you can choose the platform like Instagram or Twitter or LinkedIn, keywords. For Messenger, you can choose Discord and Slack. You can for Discord and Slack, it is actually connected to my specific Discord and Slack account via API. So it retrieves text informations from there. And you can also write an email. Use Gmail or Outlook. Subject and works basically the same as blog mode, but where the model gets information from and what questions it asks differs in whether what the mode you choose. And these are all open source, and it is actually uploaded in my GitHub repository. Oh, this one. So I'll add the link at the presentation, and yep, that's pretty much it.